Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty and the Frizz. My name is Cara. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another one. Today is Sunday, so y'all already know it's mimosas and makeup. I don't have a mimosa today. I have a little bit of Sutter Home Sweet Red with a little dash of pineapple rum, Bacardi. I call this sangria. I don't have any fruit. I didn't even feel like doing that today, but I am so happy because as far as I'm concerned, I'm on Thanksgiving break. We do have conferences on Monday and Tuesday. All of mine are virtual, and I am taking the boys away for the holiday. Really excited, and I can't wait to show you all some pictures and stuff like that when it's all done with, but I'm so excited. But that's not what you asked for, and that's not why you're here. We are here for Lisa. So if you want to see what I purchased from her new holiday launch, keep watching this video. Let me know what you think. And if makeup is your therapy and your love, if it makes you happy and you want to hang out with someone that feels the same way, definitely consider joining the community. I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So Lisa got me, okay? I knew she was gonna get me, but I had my order and I was fine with it, and then I wasn't fine with it and made a second order, and that one's not gonna be here until Monday. So there will be a part 2 to this video, but we're just gonna focus on part 1, which is great. Now, before we get started, I am hoping that everyone is having a great Sunday when you're seeing this. For me, this is Friday evening, and making it to the first break of the year is always a milestone, whether you're in year 1 or year 20 like myself. I am very thankful, excited, and the way that they did the teacher-parent conferences this year, we have no kids on Monday and Tuesday. Technically, the break doesn't start until Wednesday. Tuesday is a virtual conference day, so this is exciting. But what's also exciting is this launch from Lisa Eldridge. Now, as per usual, I was late to the Lisa Eldridge situation. I remember people saying a couple years back, oh my gosh, she's about to release these lipsticks. I'm like, what's the deal? Like, I have no idea. And so it's the same thing with Pat McGrath. You know, I like to research and look people up, and I was like, okay, I think this is a brand that's really going to be worth trying, and I have not regretted a single lipstick or liner from Lisa Eldridge. In my second order, let me tell you about the first order, then I'll tell you what's in the second order. This pouch is so cute, and this came free if you ordered 3 items. So I have the Sorcery Eyeshadow Palette, and then I purchased 2 Velvet Matte Lips with the coordinating lip liner. I have Velvet Enchantment and Velvet Sorcery. So I will have to check during this video to see what's in stock and what's not, but let's go ahead and get into it. We're gonna start with the lipsticks, and then I'll just swatch on my hand, and then, you know, I will try these on. Let's start with Velvet Enchantment. I haven't opened these up yet, so I'm really excited. Now, the Velvet lipsticks are made in Italy, and they have an 18-month shelf life. Be careful with these because these can break. Please be careful. It's got like this very beautiful magnetic closure, and there is Velvet Enchantment, very beautiful. From the site it says, this beguiling and wild muted red madder rose is a classic fairy tale in a lip color. Like a rush of blood to the lips, this instantly beautifying hue with its mix of cool and warm undertones is the most effortlessly wearable of all my reds. This shade really attracted me because of that. Her descriptions are just so perfect. Here's Velvet Enchantment, beautiful. So Velvet Enchantment is still in stock. Unfortunately, this next baby is not. This one is Velvet Sorcery, and I did have a feeling that this one was gonna go really quickly. And there is what she looks like. And it says, this bewitching medium dusky clay rose borrows a little cool tone mauve magic from the 90s. The indie it girl of the true velvets. Here is Velvet Sorcery. She did come out with 3 other shades, and for now I passed on them. I really liked 2 of the other ones, Velvet Rain and I think Pompadour. And then she had a really red lipstick, which is called Duchess, that I knew I was going to pass on. And eventually I may get the other two that I just mentioned. But for right now, I am happy with this selection. So let's get into the eyeshadow palette. Now this eyeshadow palette has a shelf life of 24 months and it is made in Italy as well. You can see it's not a huge palette. The packaging is not heavy. I think it looks luxe, but it's definitely not a heavy palette. Here's what it looks like on the outside. And then she has the shade names on the back. And I believe she has that single seam for the whole seamless, not seamless skin, but she always talks about things being seamless. She does have a seamless matte formula. And there are some different formulas, but you don't get every formula in each palette. And I'm sure you all have seen some reviews already. So I'm just gonna go over the formulas really quickly. I'm not gonna, take a long time, but I will let you know which formulas are in this palette. So she has 6 eyeshadow formulas. She has a seamless matte, which is a soft matte texture with a touch of luminosity. I think this is gonna be more of your traditional powder matte shade. She also has a velvet formula, which is a super creamy matte powder paint, and it's supposed to grip and adhere very beautifully to the skin. She has a luminous finish, which is a medium payoff, semi-transparent base that gives a light veil of color. Then she has the metallics, a rich, even, and smooth shadow with consistently sized dense metallic pearls for the most seamless application. She also has the luster formula, which is a densely packed smooth formula, and there are extra small pearls, which gives a lustrous pearly finish. And then last but not least, she has the top coat, which have multicolored sparkling pearls suspended in a transparent base, and she talked about in her video using that in the inner corner of the eye. Now today I'm going to be exploring the Sorcery palette, which currently is sold out, but I'm sure it's going to be back because I do believe that these palettes are permanent. Now when you open it up, you get the little card here with Lisa Eldridge, and these palettes are removable. She does not sell the component by itself, so you can't just get the single shades. She does sell the single shades for, I believe, $16 if you want to get one and pop one out. But right now I'm not going to be doing that. There are these pin holes in the back where you can use a bobby pin to go ahead and pop these shades out. So here is the Sorcery palette, and I'm just going to go over each shade. We have Troubadour, which is a seamless matte, Grotto, which is a metallic, Madrigal, which is a metallic, Mercurial, which is a luminous duo, Mage, which is a metallic, and then Swan Song, which is a metallic. So you can see there's only one matte in this palette. I saw reviews first, and I just thought that it was really unique and beautiful, and I love green, and I think the blue shade, I'm starting to love my blues, so I think I'm gonna be able to do a really nice look with this. And then I do, in the second order, have Cinnabar on the way, which does have one of the velvet mattes in there. And I also did order 2 of the liquid Lorex eyeshadows because I have been wanting to try them forever, and the Cinnabar lip gloss, because anything with the name Cinnabar calls to me. Let's look at the swatches of this palette, starting with Troubadour. Now we'll say, like, swatching this right now for the first time, it does feel creamy. So I'm not sure what the velvet feels like, but this feels like a cream to powder shade. And there's what it looks like. I don't know if you can tell, but it definitely feels like a cream to powder. It swatches like a cream to powder too, so that's really good to know. Next up is Grotto, and there's Grotto. Next is Madrigal. This is so pretty. Next up is Mercurial. I am going to turn the exposure down a little bit in just a second once we get everything swatched. Here's Mage. And lastly, Swan Song. So here's the Sorcery palette, and I'm gonna turn down the exposure just a little bit. And here are those shades again, just trying to get a little more accuracy with the lighting. So I do think this palette is really beautiful. I think it's swatched really nice. And I haven't swatched the Velvet Matte yet, but I did watch a video. I cannot remember who it was. And they said they couldn't tell the difference between the Seamless Matte and the Velvet Matte. And I could see how someone could say that because this one really did feel like a cream. So let's go ahead and get into 2 looks with this palette, and then I will try on both of the lipsticks, and then I will wrap it up and let you know what I think about it all. I don't think I mentioned, did I mention that this palette is $68? So, I mean, it needs to be doing something, right? Before we get into the looks, let me just tell you quickly what's on my face. I have on the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Foundation in the shade 21. I have on my Nars Color Correct, and then my Dior Concealer for my under eye. And then I have on the Tatcha Loose Powder and RMS blush in Maiden, I want to call it Maiden's Choice, but that's not what it's called. Maiden's Blush, and then the Lisa Eldridge highlighter in Cosmic Rose. That's what I've got on. I think the first shade I'm going to start with is Grotto. I really don't have any idea what I want to do, so I'm just kind of winging this. So let's see. This is a brush from, I'm not sure where this brush is from, but it's a more dense shader type brush. So let's go ahead and try this out. Not spraying it with anything, just want to see what the shadows look like. And for my primer, I'm wearing the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. Wow, this is a really pretty green. I'm thinking this is reminding me a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury Pump Shots in Emerald Eyes, maybe just a little bit. Just gonna put some on the back half, and then we'll put another shimmer in the middle. It's only 6 shades, so I definitely wanna make sure that I use them all. I'm really pretty though, I'm really pretty. That's gorgeous. What do I want to do for the middle? What a predicament. I think I'm gonna go with Mage. I keep calling it Mage. And I'm gonna just take the same brush and put it in the middle. Oh, if we can, well, you can see it, yeah. Let's take some of the Mercurial and put it on top and see. Well, it just gives you like a little more. Now this one, I definitely would spray that because I definitely have fallout. That's really pretty. And then maybe just to smoke it out a little bit, we'll take the Troubadour, which is this one here, and make it a little deep on the outer corner and maybe throughout the crease a little bit. I think I'm gonna grab a little bit of a fluffier brush. So I have my BK Beauty 202. And this is really pretty though. Like, this is nice. Trying to go into that green a little more to just see, do I need a denser brush? I think you kind of do. You can kind of see it starting to deepen up, but I definitely think you need a denser brush, depending on how deep you want the shade to be. I'm gonna just take the same Seamless Matte and put it underneath the lower lash line. And I think because this is so creamy, like it's gonna work really nicely under there. And this is the first look. We do need an inner corner. Wait. And I'm just gonna go into Madrigal, which is this one here. So there's look number 1. All right, let's go to the second look. I am gonna stick with the BK Beauty 202 brush into our Seamless Matte shade, Troubadour. Might be saying it wrong. And let's see if we can use this as kind of a transition. And I think because they are so creamy, I think we're gonna be able to do that. You might be able to see I do have some glitter. I should have probably changed brushes, but that's okay. think it's gonna really add to the look. And it's nice to see that these deep shades can really blend out. I've really enjoyed that about like the creamier matte formulas. I wanna go into Swan Song, which is the blue. I'm gonna take this dense shader that I had, and let's just see what that looks like. And it's kind of giving like a blue smoky eye vibe. I think this blue is going to look really nice with the browns in the Cinnabar palette when I get it as well. So I am excited to kind of mix and match. I want to go into Madrigal, which is the gold that I use for the inner corner highlight with the first look. Blending Madrigal on the first portion of the lid right into Swan Song. I think that's really pretty. Let's take Swan Song underneath the lower lash line, really lightly. For the inner corner, let's go into Mercurial, which is this one. This brush, by the way, is a Bristles Beauty P06RF brush. I think it's actually a lip brush. I'm loving like the amount of time that it's taking to come up with these looks. So here's the first look. And the second one. Let me know what you think. All right, I'm gonna put on my liner and my mascara, and then we will try on these two lippies. All right, you guys, here are the finished looks, and yes to both of them. To finish off the eye look, I have the Charlotte Tilbury double-ended liner in Green Lights, and just use the matte end on the lower lash line. And then my mascara is the Isamaya Beauty Rubber Lash Mascara. Let's go ahead and try on these lipsticks. We're gonna start with Enchantment, and then I'll end with Sorcery. So I'll have the Sorcery lipstick on with the Sorcery palette. So there's a lip liner, and just be very careful with your velvet lipsticks. I broke my Velvet Affair. That's the one I use probably the most. I only roll like a little bit out. All right, so here is what Velvet Enchantment looks like. I love it. I really love it. It's pink, but it's not too pink. It's not quite red. It's a really unique shade. I don't know what you call this. It is like a rose type shade, but it's really nice. So that's Enchantment. All right, and now we're gonna try on Velvet Sorcery. And I think this is the one a lot of people were excited about. And here's Velvet Sorcery. I do love both shades of lipstick. I do think that Velvet Sorcery is gonna be more of a favorite for me, and I really like the Sorcery lipstick with the Sorcery palette. I do have my Charlotte Tilbury Pop Shot in Emerald Eyes. I just wanna see what this shade looks like alongside the Lisa Eldridge shades. So here is Emerald Eyes. Let's swatch it here. Yeah, it fits right along with this palette. It's not exactly the same as any of the shades, but it definitely goes right along with the vibe of this palette. All right, so now I'm gonna give you my final thoughts. Don't be mad. Okay, coming from somebody who likes a huge mix of brands for makeup, indie, mainstream, luxury, I really like it all. What I decide to use just really depends on my mood. It may depend on how easy it is to come up with a look. That's really what I've been basing my makeup and eyeshadow looks on lately, is the ease. So with that being said, indie brands or indie makeup may not be for everybody. It may be tough navigating through a website and looking at different finishes and trying to figure out which finish is the right one for you. It is a lot. It's easy to get a small curated palette with the types of shades that you like and can create looks with, even if it's more expensive. Sometimes we pay for ease in lots of things in life. So I will say that this palette, one, is a really gorgeous palette. Do I think that it is some type of standout formula that we haven't seen before? No. I think we're paying for Lisa Eldridge. I think we're paying for the packaging. And to be honest, this isn't like mothership type packaging. I think this is a plastic. So I don't think it's like super expensive. It's elegant, it's nice to hold in your hand. You know what I'm saying? The experience of putting it on is nice. With that being said, when I do try my luxury makeup and then I think about my indie makeup and I see how a lot of luxury and mainstream brands, you know, are having the dual chromes and things like that, because I've tried so much, it's like, I don't think there's much that I haven't seen before. I really do like this. I think $68 is high though. Like it's because it's Lisa Eldridge. It's not that the quality isn't good, the quality is great. So I don't want anybody to think that, but I don't think that these shadows or these eye looks are superior to like the ones that I just did recently from Unearthly Cosmetics, if that makes sense. So I know I can create this look with some other palettes that I have, but I think it's the ease and the convenience that sometimes we pay for because we need that. And I don't regret ordering a second palette. The Cinnabar palette is gonna be like my perfect everyday palette. I really do like the formula. And I was honestly a little bit disappointed that I didn't have a velvet matte in this palette. Now I'm really curious about what the velvet formula feels like, because the seamless matte felt creamy. So the velvet matte, I'm hoping it's gonna be even better. So I'm really excited to try that palette out along with the other things I got in the order. Not a bad palette at all. It's just expensive. Do I love these two looks? Yes, I really love them. Will I use this palette? Yes, I will. Do I have these shades in other parts of my collection? Because, you know, I do a lot of the indie. Yeah, I do, but I don't regret these. So I know some people kind of stick to one facet, you know, of makeup. Some people just do luxury. Some people just do mainstream. Some people just do indie, but I tend to like all three. So I'm not disappointed with the palette or the looks, but it is costly. So if you do purchase one, I would make sure it's a color story that you're going to use. And I really like green, so yes to both of these looks. Now, as far as the lipsticks, when I first heard of Lisa Eldridge and my friends were telling me about her, it was because of these velvet mattes. And I really do like them. They are not drying. They're not thick. You don't really feel it. I really like all of the shades that I have. So I knew that these two were not gonna be regrets. So out of both of them, I really like Sorcery the most, but I really like Enchantment as well. Those were my top two picks. The lip liners are great. They are like 26 or 27 bucks. All of the Lisa Eldridge lipsticks that I have in my collection are still going strong. So even though they're pricey, they really do last a long time. So I just wanted to mention that. Do I think the liners are a must-have for the lipstick? Absolutely not. I wear the lipsticks without liners all the time. So they're not like something that you need to have. I don't know Lisa Eldridge to have any type of sales. So I feel like if there's something that you want and it's in stock, you don't have to go through saying, oh, I'm gonna wait until there's a sale. There's not gonna be a sale. I haven't seen one yet. I would be really surprised if there was a sale. So that's gonna be it for this video. And I will have the part 2 video with the Cinnabar palette, the Auric liquid eyeshadows, and the Cinnabar lip gloss. That's what I got in the second order, and I cannot wait. I think Lisa Eldridge products are great. It's just a matter of deciding, can you get this from something else, which I'm saying yes, you can. And is the price worth it for just more of the ease and the convenience and the quality as well. Thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for another Mimosas and Makeup. I hope this was therapy for you. It always is for me. Until I see you again, make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice, stay safe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.